Hi everyone, today I'll be doing the term 1 week 8 math quiz. First of all, I'd like to apologize because I know you all complain that I make my videos too long, and fair enough, I do. I just try to get to understand from like the initial concept to the final. But if you guys want me to hurry up faster, I don't mind. Uh, so start off with question 1. A lab technician has 2 pints of diluted acid, which he will dispense in identical cylindrical test tubes, each having a radius of 1 inch. This is our R, and this is our H. The technician fills each tube with diluted acid up to 85% of its capacity. Okay, that means that volume. Okay, the volume that is actually used is 85% of the entire volume of the cylinder. What's the volume of the cylinder? The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, right? So we're gonna use pi into 1 squared into h is 4, right? Yes. So now this will give you 4 pi. However, only 85% of its used, so 0.85, right? Because that's 85%. 0.85 v is 17 over 5 pi. Now, they say that there are 2 points, right? So this is cubic inches, by the way. This is inches cubed, right? Because this was in inches, and it's inches squared, and this is in inches. Inches times inches, inches squared will make me inches cubed. So this is what we have so far, right? This is what's actually being used up. So if 1 point, okay, if 1 point is 28.875, then 2 points, you're just gonna cross multiply 2 times 28.875 gives me 57.75 cubic inches. Right, so now I'm gonna say 57.75 equals 17 over 5 pi times x, right, times n. N is the number of cylinders, test tubes, whatever, you can make, right? Because each one can hold 17 over 5 pi, right? So how many of these 17 over 5 pi cylinders can give me 57.75? So I'm just gonna divide 57.75 over 17 over 5 pi. This gives me 5.4, and equals 5.4. So you're gonna round down, right? Because there's nothing like a 5.4 cylinders, right? Cylinder is a whole number. So 5 tubes. Okay, question 2. In which interval is the graph of f of x plus x, whatever. Okay, to find when is the function decreasing, you're gonna find f prime of x and set it equal to less than 0. So let's derive this function. F prime of x equals to negative 3x squared minus, or sorry, plus 27. Okay, now set f of x equal to 0, f prime of x equal to 0, or less than 0 actually. Plus 20 equals 27, less than 0. Take 27 to the other side, negative 3x squared plus 27 is less, or sorry, is less than negative 27, right? You took it to the other side. Now, when you're gonna divide by negative 3 on both sides, and when you divide by negative in an equality, the equality sign flips. So it's gonna be x squared is greater than negative 27 over negative 3 is 9, right? So x squared is greater than positive or negative 3. Okay, now whenever you have this, right, it's gonna be x is gonna be less than the negative value, right? X is gonna be less than negative 3, and x is gonna be greater than positive 3. Why? Because if you graph this, if you sketch this, okay, when you sketch this, now this is what I would do in the exam, but I just memorized it as a rule, okay? X will be less than the negative number, and x will be greater than the positive number. Just memorize it as a rule. Why? Because look, here, this is your graph. Negative 3, 3. Okay, now x being less than the negative number is here, right? It's less than 0, right? So if it's less than 0, that means, okay, it's this part of the graph, right? It's this segment and this segment, right? So that's pretty much it. Or actually, by the way, you're supposed to like graph this more than anything. This is what you're supposed to graph. My bad. X squared less than 9. Same roots too. Whenever is x squared less than 9, it's here and here. Right? So this is that answer. It's this. Just memorize it as a rule. It's annoying. Okay, question 3. F of x has a point of inflection at x equals a. Okay, point of inflection means f prime prime of x is equal to 0. This is our inflection point. At whenever f prime prime of x is equal to 0, this x value here will be our point of inflection. My bad, guys. As you can tell, I'm not on the best mood today. That's why I'm talking like this. So if x is equal to a, that means f prime prime of a is equal to 0, right? So that's why our first one's correct. This is wrong. It's the second derivative, not the first. And what is an inflection point? It's where the graph changes its sign or concavity. For example, here. Okay, this point here would be the inflection point. Why? Because before it was positive and after it was negative. Okay, so it changed sign at this point. That's what an inflection point is. So this is correct. When it passes through a, comma, f of a. Okay, now the rest of it is wrong. Why? Because remember, we said f prime prime of a has to equal 0, and it does change signs. It does change sign at certain x values. So these are wrong. Question 4. Given a rectangular sheet, 4 centimeters by 20 centimeters, each square of side x right moved. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the drawing here because this is very annoying to like draw, right? So first of all, they have a rectangular sheet. Okay, now it was 20 centimeters and 4 centimeters. What they did is they removed a part of it. Okay, I'm gonna need to make a note. So create note. Okay, now look, we had a rectangular sheet. I just realized the note wouldn't even work, but it's fine. Okay, now they cut out. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take reference to the other question. I don't know which word is off. This is essentially what they did for the other question. Okay, this is the same exact thing. Look, they had these sides. Okay, in our case it was 20 and 4. Okay, now they cut out sides x, equal sides x, y, because then that makes a square, right? If I take out x here, I take out x here, then there's going to be x here, x here, x here, and x here, right? But I just cut off x here, and I cut off x here, and they said it was a square. So x here and x here. So that means this part is gone. Now they did that for each side. So this part is gone, this part is gone, this part is gone. Now, what is the new shape of the thing is going to be? It's going to be like this shape. Okay, so this part is going to be 30, sorry, this part's gonna be, why is it making notes? This part's gonna be 30 minus 2x, right? 30 minus 2x. Okay, and this part here, oh wait, no, we don't have 30 in that question. It's gonna be 20 minus 2x, and here it's gonna be 4 minus 2x. Okay, now, this is what we have. Okay, this is the new shape. For the other question, don't ignore the 30 here, right? I'm taking this as a reference to the other question. I'm sorry I'm being very confusing, I know. And genuinely my bad. I just don't know how to explain it more. I'm really, really sorry. Now, they folded these sides up, right? So this side here got folded up, this side here got folded up, this side here got folded up, this side here got folded up. What does that give you? A rectangle or whatever, this box, okay? This box with side, what? X? Oh my god, can you stop making notes? So it has the height x, okay, and it has 4 minus 2x here and 20 minus 2x. Okay, so that's the shape. So now I'm gonna go back to the question. Okay, so here, what is the shape? As we said, it's gonna look something like this, right? It's gonna look like this. So we said this was what, 4 minus 2x. And this part here is 20 minus 2x, right? And this side is x. So the height of the box is going to be x, right? Because remember, we folded this up, so the height here was x. So what's the volume of a box? The volume is length times width times height. So the volume is going to be, the length is 20 minus 2x. the width is gonna be 4 minus 2x, and the height is just gonna be x, right? So this is our volume, right? And then you multiply them all by each other, but that's not what's required for this question. I'll explain it later in the other question. Okay, so let's see what we can eliminate. This is wrong because it's 20 minus 2x. This is wrong because it's not times 2, it's times x, so this is wrong. This is correct. 4 minus x, it's supposed to be minus 2x, this is wrong. 4 minus 2x, it's supposed to be 20 minus 2x, this is wrong. Okay, now, these are all wrong, but in the exam, they might give you this, okay, and with different intervals. How do you find the interval, right? Because here they gave you the interval for a reason. So, we're gonna say our lengths cannot be 0, right? You can't have a negative distance. So our length is gonna be greater than 0. What's the condition for our volume? Length times width times height. So this has to be greater than 0. This has to be greater than 0. And this has to be greater than 0. Alright, so what's our length? 20 minus 2x. 20 minus 2x has to be greater than 0. So take 20 to the other side. Don't touch the x. Never touch the x inequalities. 2x is greater than negative 20. Now you're gonna divide by negative 2, right? So doing this, you get x again. When you divide by a negative, you change the sign. 10. Okay. Now what's our width? Our width is 4 minus 2x, and that's greater than 0. Take 4 to the other side. Negative 2x is less than greater than negative 4. Divide by negative 2. When you're dividing by a negative number, you change the sign of the inequality. X is less than 2. Okay, now h was x, right? So x is just greater than 0. We don't have to do any math here. Now you're gonna take x is greater than 0 as part of your interval. Okay, so 0 x. Always add the sign. My bad. You're supposed to add the sign here, but I just forgot to. خلاص, ignore it. Okay, add it's greater than or equal to x. Now do I write x is less than or equal to 10 or x is less than or equal to 2 here? No, I'm gonna add x is less than or equal to 2. Why? Because if I have x is less than or equal to 2, let's say I have x equals 2. X is 2, when x is 2, 2 is less than or greater to 2. And 2 is less than or equal to 10, right? However, if I have x equals 10, 10 is less than or equal to 10. But is 10 less than or equal to 2? No, it's not. So I'm gonna take the smaller number here. Okay, so it's gonna be 2. Okay, so it's x is less than or equal to 2. So this is my interval. And that's the answer for this question. Question 5. The surface area of a cylinder with a base radius r is given by this equation. Its volume is given by this equation. If V is equal to 3456 pi centimeter cubed, then the surface area in centimeters squared can be expressed by blah blah blah, where B is a whole number to be determined. Okay. Now, here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna need to express one in terms of the other, right? So how do I do this? Okay, it's not that hard. It's very easy. I have the volume given to me, right? So 3000. Why is it doing this now? 3400. Sorry, it's alright here because it doesn't want to work here. 3456 pi is equal to pi r squared height. Now I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to express one in terms of the other. Which would be easier for me to express? R in terms of h or h in terms of r? Obviously h in terms of r, because I want to express r in terms of h. I'm going to have to do the radical of a number, and this number is huge and I'm not really able to do it. So pi and pi can cancel out. So 3456 equals to h r squared. Right, divide by r squared on both sides. H is equal to 3456 over r squared. Done. Right? Because it's very annoying for me to simplify this. If I want to find it in terms of r, I can, but it's not going to be easy. Now that we have this, okay, H is equal to 3456 over r squared. Right? Now, substitute this into my formula for surface area. So S is equal to 2 pi times r times 3456 over r squared plus 2 pi r squared, right? So cancel r with the r squared here. So I'm gonna get S is equal to 2 times 3456. What's 2 times 3456? 6992 pi over r plus 2 pi r squared. And if you notice, we just found part A, which is the value of b, which is 6912, right? Because it's b over r pi. The pi, you can take it down here if you didn't know. You can take pi down here. Right, so now I have the exact form. 2 pi r squared, I have it given to me. R, I have it given to me. Pi, I have it given to me. What's left? 6912. That's the answer. The radius for which the surface area is minimal. Now, why did I find the interval in the previous question? Because it's basically a setup for this question. And I find the surface area for a reason. So, what was S? S was 6912 over R pi plus 2 pi r squared. Right? So, I want the radius is minimal. Now, there is a theorem, okay? It says that it is the maximum or minimum value of a certain quantity, okay, is either at the endpoints of an interval. So you remember your interval 2 comma 5, for example, or like h is between 0 and I don't know 6. This is an interval, okay? This is what we call an interval. You can write it in two ways. You can write it like this, or you can say h belongs to 0 comma 6, okay? You can say it like that, for example, right? This is an interval. At the endpoints of these intervals, so in our case, when it was 0 and 6, it was 0 comma 6. So at these values, or at the local extremes, okay, the critical values, when you derive and set it equal to 0, you will have your minimum or maximum value. So let's find the interval first. We're gonna find the interval by using these. What were our two parameters? We have h and r, right? These were our two parameters. These are what are the two things we have to be concerned about for their domains, essentially, right? So h can be greater than 0 and r has to be greater than 0. Okay, so what is h? H is, what did we say it was? I believe it was 3456 over r squared has to be, sorry, let me rearrange it. I got 3456 over r squared has to be greater than 0. Now, this will always hold true, right? Always it will hold true. Why? Because if you take this up, right, you take the r squared up, you're gonna get 3456 is greater than 0. Okay, now this is always true, right? This is always correct. 3456 is always greater than 0. So what we're gonna say is, okay, we're gonna have an open interval, which means, so this gives you, sorry, the video paused. I don't know what I was saying before this, but I think I was talking about the interval because someone wanted me. So the interval, okay, in this case, it's gonna be an open interval, okay, it's gonna be open from 0, okay, because it starts from 0 to positive infinity, which means we don't have any endpoints, right? So this theorem that I stated does not hold true, right? So I'm just gonna check the minimum and maximum volumes. Unless you can try 0. I mean, you can try 0, but I don't think 0 will give you anything, because it'll actually give you, so this is r, right? This is r belongs to this interval, right? So now you're just gonna find the maximum points, the critical values. So what does that mean? Is you're gonna find the derivative of this. Okay, now the derivative of this is annoying to do, but you can do it. Okay, and obviously we learned how. So let's do it. So ds by dr, right? So you can take this up, right? So you can take this r up. It'll be 6912 r pi, right? Or pi r, it's fine. So this is going to differentiate 2 by chain rule. It's going to be negative 6912, okay, over 4 pi over r squared. I'm going to remove these, okay, plus take this down 4 pi r, right? So this is my derivative. Now, set this equal to 0. Do it on your calculator, because honestly, you know how to do it on a calculator. And even if you don't, you should know how to do this by hand. Set these two equal to each other, right? So, for example, this will equal to 0, right? ds by dr is going to equal to 0. So take 4 pi r, or take negative 6912 to the other side, or whatever. 4 pi r is equal to negative 6912 pi over r squared. Set this over to 1 and cross multiply. right? You're gonna find the answer. But I'm not gonna cross multiply because I'm assuming most of us have calculators with equation solvers. So negative 6,912 pi over r squared. In our case, we're gonna say it's x squared, right? Because I'm gonna find the surface area, plus 4 pi, okay, 4 pi x equals 0. X is equal to 12. X is my r, right? So r is equal to 12 centimeters. Now, normally what I would do is I would substitute this back into the original function, and then I'll substitute the endpoints into the function. However, my endpoints are 0 and infinity, right? My endpoints are only 0 and infinity. Actually, don't I have another point? Never mind. Let's do this by hand. I don't trust this. So 4 pi r cubed equals negative 6,912 pi. Okay, so cancel pi with pi. No, you only have one answer. Yeah, x is 12, r is 12. Okay, r is equal to 12 centimeters, right? Now, so if they want the surface area, if you have the endpoint here, for example, if you have r belong to for example 3 comma 8, right? You're gonna substitute 3 here and 8 here and 12 onto the surface area, right? And see which one will give you the smallest surface area, because they want the minimum. Okay, but here we don't have any endpoints. It's 0 and infinity, so it doesn't matter, right? So we're not gonna substitute anything. We're just gonna leave this, since this is our only our stationary point. We only have one stationary point for this derivative. This is our only maximum value or minimum value, right? So this is our answer. Okay, moving on. Okay, so for this question, same exact concept. So the surface area of a cylinder with base radius r and height h is given by s equals 2 pi r h plus pi r squared, and its volume is given by v equals pi r squared height. Fill in each blank. Okay, so if v is equal to 2000 pi, right? So v is equal to v is this, right? Pi r squared h equals to 2000 pi. Cancel pi with pi. We're gonna do the same exact thing. H is equal to 2000 over r squared, and that's what they want. See, I'm doing exactly what they want you to do always, which is expressing one in terms of the other. Okay, so now they want you to find s. S is the surface area, so s is gonna equal to 2 pi r. Now we found h, which is 2000 over r squared plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, now doing this, okay, you're gonna find cancel r with r squared. You're gonna have 2 pi times r, whatever. It's gonna be, what's 2 times 2? 4000 pi over r plus 2 pi r squared, and that should be your answer. 4000 pi over r plus 2 pi r squared. Yes, okay. Now derive this, right? It's gonna be ds by dr is equal to, take r up, so it's gonna be 4. So let me just write the thing again. 4000 pi, you can say r negative 1, right? So I can say this, plus 2 pi r squared. Now derive this, is gonna be negative 4000 pi over r squared. You should be able to do these in your head by now, guys. You're grade 11 and you've been doing this derivative chapter for like 3 weeks. So plus 4 pi r, which is the reason why I'm not going. You guys tell me to go fast. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. So this is your derivative. Okay, it's negative 4000 pi over r squared plus 4 pi r. Done. Now set ds by dr equal to 0. Okay, so 4000 pi over r squared plus 4 pi r is equal to 0. Now, according to them, this will give you only r equals to 10. So r is equal to 10. You can check it on an equation solver, but Saki, this is the right answer. So r is equal to 10, right? Doing this on an equation solver, right? Or you can take it to the other side and cross multiply. Your choice. You should know how to cross multiply since grade 3, and you should know how to use an equation solver since grade 9. Now, you can notice that d squared s by dr squared. So second derivative of this. Let's do the second derivative. So the second derivative, okay, it's gonna be so ds by dr. This is equal to, take r up, 4,000 pi r to the power of negative 2, negative 4,000 pi, okay, plus 4 pi r, right? So d squared s by dr squared is equal to negative 2 times negative 4, positive 8,000 pi r negative 3 plus just 4 pi, right? So now take negative 3 down, so you're gonna have negative 8,000. I'm not gonna have space. Negative 8,000 over r cubed, or positive 8,000. Yeah, positive 8,000, because negative make it positive, plus 4 pi. Right? You can see this is a positive function, right? It's always positive. There's no value on earth that will give me like negative, right? This is a positive. No, they will give me. There are values that will give me a negative. Obviously, if I set r here to be negative 2, for example, it's gonna give you negative. It's gonna give me negative 8. But what I mean is this value in general, this function, it is positive, as you can see, positive and positive, right? So it's a positive function. So that means the minimum, right? If it's the minimum that is attained. Okay. Right, because there's never going to be a maximum. Because how do you know if it's a negative function? For example, think of the quadratic. If it's negative quadratic, you're going to have it like this. You're going to have a maximum point. But if it's a positive quadratic, you're going to have a minimum point. And remember, it was essentially a function like that. Whatever, I'm not going to complicate it. So, Mark is in a boat 2 kilometers from the... I'm sorry if I'm not explaining well, by the way. I'm not in the best mood. Mark is 2 kilometers in a boat 2 kilometers from the nearest point A on a straight shoreline. So, okay, wait 1 second, because I don't know why my tablet's doing this. It's not letting me underline straight. Whatever. Down the shore, 8 kilometers from A is his home at B. Suppose that Mark can row 7 kilometers per hour and run 9 kilometers per hour. Let X denote how far Mark is from A. So let X denote how far from A Mark lands his boat, and T of X denote the total time it takes for Mark to arrive home. Okay, so we have a shoreline. Okay, now we have a point A here, right? And we have let's say Mark here. Okay, now I'm gonna, so X is here, this is Mark. Okay, now I'm just gonna label it with the dots. His boat is 8 kilometers from A, so 8 here, or sorry, B, or let's say his home, which is B. This is 8 kilometers. Okay, so this is essentially, if you think about it, right? My tablet isn't letting me drawing it properly. It's like this, okay, and how far is this from each other? 2. So this is 2, and this is here. Okay, 1 second. Did I do something wrong? How far from A? Wait, what? Mark is in a boat 2 kilometers from the nearest point A on a straight shoreline. Okay. That X denotes how far from A Mark lands his boat. Oh, okay. So Mark could land his boat here, for example, right? Why did it do that? Why did it go off? Mark could land his boat here, right? And this is X. Okay, this is X. So what would this be? This would be 8 minus X, right? Because the whole thing was 8. If this is X, this is going to be 8 minus X. So this is obviously a right triangle. Doing Pythagoras, you're going to get radical 2 squared plus X squared. So radical 4 plus X. Okay, this is my hypotenuse. Okay, now that we know this, it is now very, very easy, right? We're just going to have to find T of X. Okay, so how to do this? It's not that hard. You just need to focus. So please focus. Now, we know that speed, okay, or time, because they want the function T of X as time. Time is what? Distance over speed. right? We have the speed given to us when he rows. This is him rowing, right? This radical, this hypotenuse here, it's when he's rowing, right? And this distance here, this is when he is what, walking, right? Or running, whatever. Let's see, run. Okay, so now we know that he can run 9 kilometers per hour and he can row 7 kilometers an hour, right? So time is equal to radical 4 plus x over 7. Actually, let me just do this somewhere else here. Time is equal to radical 4 plus x over 7. Why? Because he can row 7 kilometers per hour. This is the speed of rowing. And the distance is the hypotenuse we found, right? From A to where he lands his boat, right? So, where he landed his boat, it's the distance between them is radical 4 plus x, right? Because that's what we found by Pythagoras theorem. Now, he will also, to account for the time, he will also run from a distance of 8 minus x, right? 8, so let me just change the color. 8 minus x at what? At a speed of 9 kilometers per hour. So this is my function, right? This is t of x. Answered. This question's done. Now they want the derivative of t. Now, the derivative, it's very annoying to do. I'm just gonna, let me derive it. I'll derive it. So, t prime is equal to, right? This is, you can do it using quotient rule, or you can do it using product rule. Your choice. Or what product rule? You can do it in many different ways. Okay, for example, I know some of you might actually just find the common denominator here. Right, you can find the common denominator here, and it will be what, 63, unless there is another common one. Not sure. It's gonna be 63. Okay, so you're gonna multiply by 9 here and by 7 here, and that's totally fine. Right, that's fine. I'm not going to confuse you, so I'm just going to find the derivative. I'm just going to copy the derivative here, okay? If you want, I can make a separate video showing how to derive this, but I don't think I should, because there's like 5 ways to derive this, and it's going to confuse you. I don't want it to confuse you, and you guys want me to go fast. So I'm assuming you all know how to derive, which is, this is going to be its derivative, okay? Okay, so let's derive. Let's take it. So radical. Oh my god, this part of my screen is not working well. So now my pen won't write. Okay, there we go, we're back. So radical, what's happening? Oh my god, I might just be going insane. So radical x squared plus 4 over 7. Let's take this part first. Let's derive this. Okay, now to derive this, we're going to use the quotient rule. So this can be taken as what? This can be taken as, in of itself, the chain rule. You can see it's very long to derive. So radical x squared plus 4, this is going to equal to what? Let's say this is u, right? This is u. So it's going to be radical u, which is what? U to the power of 1 over 2. Which means that when you derive this, it's going to be 1 over 2 radical u times what's on the inside, which is 2x, right? So doing this, it's gonna be sorry, it's gonna be oh, this is annoying to derive, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, just take the derivative here. This is the answer for the derivative. I'm too tired to do it. This is t of x. Okay, now you have this derivative. Okay, you guys should know how to derive anyway. The value of x that gets marked to arrive home in the least amount of time is, you're gonna set this derivative equal to 0. So x over 7 radical 4 plus x squared minus 1 over 9 equals to 0. Right, so you take this 1 over 9 to the other side. X over 7 radical 4 plus x squared equals to 1 over 9. Cross multiply. 9x is equal to 7 radical 4 plus x squared. Okay, now what I would do is I would divide by 7 first. So radical 4 plus x squared is equal to 9x over 7. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're going to square both sides. 4 plus x squared is equal to 81x squared over 49, right? So now, am I doing this correctly? 1 second, will this give me 2 radical 2 on my calculator? 4 plus x squared equals to 81x squared over 49. Gives me this number is 7 over 2 radical 2, this number. Yes, okay. So I am doing the right thing. Okay, now take 49 up. So it's going to be 49 times 4. 196 plus 49x squared. So I'll take it more up. So 196 plus 49x squared equals to 81x squared. Surely there is an easier method to do this, right? I don't know, whatever. Take everything else to the other side. 81x squared minus 49x squared minus 196 is equal to 0, right? So 81 minus 49, 32x squared minus 196 is equal to 0. So do this on using mode 5.3. So 32, nothing for the middle part, minus 196 gives me 7 radical 2 over 4. Now, this is the rationalized value of this. Okay, it's the same exact thing, right? Same exact thing. Do it on a calculator. 7 radical 2 over 4, 2.47. 7 over 2 radical 2, 2.47. So don't worry, this is the same exact value. Don't worry if we didn't get the same number. This is x. Okay, now you can also have x is negative 7 radical 2 over 4. But why don't we do it like this? Why? Why do we not accept this? Why? Because it's negative, right? You can't have a negative distance. I remember x is the distance. You can't have a negative distance, so this is rejected. So, moving on. This is the same exact concept as one of them. So, you find the volume. What's the volume? The volume is 30 minus 2h, right, into, I'm using this, right, to find the volume. Because look, I actually can use this 30 minus 2h here, 30 minus 2h here, and h is here. It's given to me also. So length times width times height. So length is 30 minus 2h, the width is 30 minus 2h, and the height is h. So 30 minus 2h into 30 minus 2h into h. Right, this is my volume. Okay, so this is going to equal to h into 30 minus 2h squared. Which they factored, what did they factor out here? They factored, this is equal to 2 into 30 minus 2h all squared, right? So now when you do this, it's going to be h into 4 into, sorry, this is going to be 15 minus h. This is, here it's going to be 15 minus h, right? Because you took 2 as a common factor. It's going to be h into 4. You're distributing the power. 15 minus h, right? And this is your value. 4h into h minus 15 squared. Right, so that's done, and the interval is given to you. You don't need to worry about it. Now you find dv by dh, right? And it's how we found all the other derivatives. So this is gonna be you actually, for me, in my opinion, it's easier if you just find the whole function from here. So what is 30 squared? Whatever. So it's gonna be h into 30 squared is 900. Minus 4h squared, right? So it's going to be 900h minus 4h cubed. Now derive this, you're going to get 900 minus 12h. Okay, now here they factored out, they took this as 12h squared, right? Now here they factored this out, right? You can factor it out, obviously. So the way to factor this out is gonna be 900, and here it's gonna be negative 12. Never mind, what did they do? Give me a second. Okay, so for this, I just like I just solved it really quickly. What I'm gonna do first of all, okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna expand this. So this is gonna be v is equal to what's this? So it's gonna be 4h into h squared. All right, and then remember the remarkable identity a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right? So we have a squared now minus 2 times a, which is h, into 15, which is minus 30, plus b squared, 225, you should know it. Right? So now this is equal to what? 4h cubed minus 120h plus 900h. Okay, now you can easily derive this dv by d. What was it? H. It's equal to 12h squared minus 120. Right? So now you can plus, sorry, whatever, where am I? Plus 900. Wait, are these the... Okay, yeah, that's apparently... 1 second. Oh wait, this is 30h. This is h squared, so this is h. Yeah, okay, this is the answer. Okay, now you can factor 12 out, right? So 12 into h squared minus 10h plus, what's 100 divided by 12? 75. Okay, so did I do something wrong? 1 second. 20h squared. I don't think I did. So wait, let me just check. I'm very sorry. 12h squared. Or sorry, this is 1 minus 10, 75. 1 second. Okay, so I just made a very dumb mistake, and I'm just, I was right. So first of all, you are supposed to distribute. So 4h into h minus 15 squared. So v is equal to 4h into what? H squared minus 2 times h times 15. So 30h plus 225. Okay? Remember, I'm applying the remarkable identity a minus b squared equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so v is equal to 4h squared minus 120h. Did I make the same mistake? No, 4h cubed. Sorry, 4h cubed minus 120h squared, right? Because h times h plus 225h. Or sorry, wait, no. This is what 4 times 3 is 120. This is correct. Times what's 225 times 4? 900, right? 900h. Okay, now derive this dv by dh. 12h squared minus 240h plus 900. Okay, so now take 12 out as a common factor. So I'm gonna go up here. So dv by dh is equal to 12 into h squared minus 20. Right, 20 times 12, yeah. 20h plus 75. Okay, now you can factor this, right? You can factor this. I'm not going to teach you how to factor. You guys should know from grade 9. So this will give you h minus 15 into h minus 5. Okay, now if you notice, that matches exactly what our form is, right? 12 into h minus 15 into h minus b. So what is b? B is 5. Okay, setting this, and never mind, they took you straight to the second derivative. So the second derivative is just going to be very easy. So it was what? 12 into h minus 15 to h minus 5. What was it? It was 12 into h squared minus 20h plus 75, right? So I'm just reversing pretty much everything I did, right? Because it's going to be way easier for me to find the second derivative. Minus 240h plus 75h. Okay, so, or wait, no, sorry, this is not such. Okay, now, derive this twice, so you're gonna, derive this again, sorry, so you're gonna have 24h minus 240. Alright, now, this is my answer. At h equals b, so at h equals 5, essentially, right, we're swapping it for 5. d squared v, so let's find it. 24 times 5 minus 240 will give me negative 120, so it's negative. And that means it's the maximum volume when h is equal to 5. Okay, moving on. This is the same exact question as the other one. Same exact one, question 7, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to explain it. This is easy. So consider the curve C whose equation is given by y equals x cubed minus 18x squared plus e2x minus 108. Its derivative is, so derive it, it's going to be 3x squared minus 36x plus 81. Okay, so this will factor into, right, you can take 3 out as a common factor. 3 into x squared minus 12x, what's 81 divided by 3? 27. Right, so y prime is equal to 3 into, factor this will give you what two numbers add up to. I'm not going to teach you this method again, you're not grade 9. So you're going to get x minus 3 into x minus 9, and that's your answer. Okay, so now here they showed you the table of sine. Okay, not table of variation, keep in mind, it's the table of sine. Right, now you have x and y prime. So here you can see, I'm just gonna draw the direction of y. I'm gonna make it a table of variation. Okay, so here it's increasing, right? Then it started decreasing, then it's increasing. Okay, so b is what we found it to be 9, right? So now that we know this, okay, this is what we have given to us, right? So at x equals 3, graph it, it looks like this. Okay, so at 3 is here and 9 is here, right? 3 is a maximum and 9 is a minimum. Done. That's it. That's a very, very easy concept. I'm gonna explain this, so just so I don't really have to re-explain it again. So it's gonna be the surface area of a box. Okay, this is a box. It's gonna be, this is a square, so it's gonna be x here also. Also, I have this given to me. So x times h. Okay, now the surface area is gonna be, so I have h here, right? And I have x here. I have x here. I have x here. X. These are all x's. Okay. So, what was the surface area of a square? 4x, right? What was the surface area of a square? 1 second. Wait, a square doesn't have a surface area. Oh my god. I'm not thinking. I'm so sorry. I actually really saw the video. I know it's not the best. I'm just tired. So I'm gonna find the area of each of these, right? And I'm gonna add them up. So what's the area of this? This area is what? X times h, right? X times h. So I have x times h here. And keep in mind, I have another rectangle with the same dimensions back here, right? I have one here. Why do you open Samsung Notes? Like, who told you? So I have x here, h here, and x here. Right, so h here. Right, so I have x h here. This is the area of this one. It's x times h. Right, but I also have one back here. Remember, I have a rectangle back there. It's also gonna have xh. Now, here I also have xh. Right, but I also have one that's here xh. How much xh's do I have? I have 1 xh, 2 xh, 3 xh, 4 xh. Now, it says open box, so there is no top, right? There is no top. This is empty. Here, this part here, it's empty. Now, at the bottom of this box, I have this rectangle, right? Now, it's gonna be, the surface is gonna be x times x squared. So what is it? 4xh plus x squared. Now, in terms of x, do I have the surface area given? The square base, okay, side x is 30, so the volume is this. Now the volume of this is gonna be Length times width times height, right? Yeah. So it's gonna be x squared height, right? Because it's what's x times x, right? X times x times height, right? Because length times width times height is equal to 32. It's given to this was given. So it's gonna be x squared times height, or hx squared is equal to 32. Okay, so in terms of x, we want us to find h. So h is equal to 32 over x squared, and that's the answer. Now, the surface area of the open box, so in terms of x, okay, remember what we said, it was 4xh plus x squared, right? So it's gonna be 4 times 32 over, what was it, x squared, times x, remember, because this is h, this is x, plus x squared. Okay, x and x squared will cancel, so it's gonna be 4 times 32, which is what, 32 times 4, 128 over x plus x squared. Okay, now derive this, so you're gonna get this as your derivative. Set it equal to 0, you're gonna get x equals 4, right? Because you're gonna set this equal to 0, take this to the other side and cross multiply. You guys know how to do this by now. So you got x equals 4, and since this is gonna be at x equals 4, what is this gonna give you? So negative 128 over 4 squared plus 2 times 4. It's gonna give you 0. Okay. Oh yeah, wait. No, this will give you 0. 1 second. Why did I do this? Whatever. Okay. So it's gonna give you the box at h equals 2. The height's gonna be 2. So this came in our periodic, if you remember. The function f is defined by f of x equals to x squared plus 12x plus c, for x belongs to R. This e, okay. So when they write like it, like this, right? What this means is, this means belongs to, right? And this means real numbers. Okay, so the equation, the roots of the function are f of x equals 0, or r, and negative 4r. So we have our function f of x is equal to x squared plus 12x plus c. This is gonna equal to 0, right, at these values. So f of r is what, r squared plus 12r plus c is equal to 0. Right? Remember, r is a positive constant. This is gonna come in very important later. So now we're gonna say r negative 4r, which is what, negative 4r squared plus 12 into negative 4r plus c. This also equals 0, right? The roots of the function, they're gonna equal 0. So now what is this gonna give me? So let's simplify this. It's gonna be 16r squared minus 48r plus c, right? This is equal to 0. They both equal 0, right? This, let's say this is 1 and this is 2. They're both equal to 0. So what does that mean? They're equal to each other, right? Because remember, if a equals to b and b equals to c, then a equals to c, right? It's the transitive property of equality, right? So we're gonna say r squared plus 12r plus c is gonna equal to 16r squared plus, or minus 48r, let me erase this, plus c, right? Since they're both equal to 0, c and c will cancel, right? Take everything to the other side. 15r squared minus 60r equals 0, right? Do this on an equation solver. So 15 minus 16, r is equal to 4 and 0. Remember, but r is a positive constant. 0 is not positive, 0 is a neutral number, so this is wrong, right? This, we're gonna erase this, it's rejected. So r is equal to 4. Okay, so now that we have this, okay, we can say, remember this, we can swap these now, 4 and negative 16, right? And these will give me 0. So f of 4, which means 4 squared plus 12 times 4 plus c equals 0, right? So 16 plus, what's 12 times 4? 12 times 4 is what, 48? Why am I doing this on a calculator? 48 plus c is equal to 0, right? So c is going to equal to, sorry, how much is this? 16 plus 4, it's going to be 64. 64 plus c is going to equal to 0. Take this other side, c is equal to negative 64. That's my answer. Now, factorize this. You know how to factorize it, right? So what was our function? F of x is equal to x squared plus 12x plus or minus 64, right? Now, how do you think I've been factorizing very quickly throughout this video, right? Because I'm obviously not doing this in my head. I did one of them in my head, but no, I'm not expected to do this all the time. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to the equation solver. I'm going to go mode, not mode equation solver, sorry. I'm going to press mode 5.3. I'm going to type in this quadratic, right? I'm going to type 1x squared, 12x minus 64, right? It's going to give me roots of 4 and negative 16, right? So I'm just going to write x, the opposite sign of this. So this is positive 4. I'm going to say minus 4. This is one of the roots. And x, this is negative 16. So the opposite sign plus 16. These are my roots. These are my factors. Whatever. These are my factors. And this is the correct answer. Same exact concept, but still, that's fine. The volume, this is literally, okay, whatever. The volume of a box, what was it? So, square base of side x. Let's draw this. Open box. Actually, I'm gonna draw it like this. Okay, so I have this box. It's open top. There's nothing there. Okay, so square base of side x. So this is x here. This is x here. I'm assuming this is also x here. Okay, so now we have, oh no, h is not given, so it's like this. Okay, so for x equals 9, so it's 9 here, 9 here. Okay, now remember the volume was what? The volume was the surface area was was xh plus x squared. Not that I know we need it, but whatever, right? And the volume is length times width times height, so it's going to be 81 h is equal to, oh wait, we found the area of the base by doing that. The area of the base is what? X times x, right? Because it's a square. What's the area of a square? Area of a square is equal to a squared. So the area of a square is going to equal to 9 squared, which is 81. Right, that's done. The base is a square. It says that it's a square base, right? So the area of a square is a squared. 9 squared is 81. Okay, now the volume is what? Length times width times height. So 9 times 9 times h, which is equal to 81h. Now it's given to me, it's 81, the volume is 810 centimeters cubed. So 810 is equal to 81h. Cancel 81 from both sides, h is equal to 10. Done. Question 14. The curve C, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is easy. Derive it. F prime of x. F prime of x is equal to 3x squared minus 6x. Right? Now, set these equal to 0. So 3x squared minus 6x is equal to 0. Do it on the amazing mode 5.3. So 3 minus 6, 0 here. Okay, you're gonna get x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 0. Right, now sketch your table of variation. So you have x, y prime. Sorry, I'm just gonna say table of sign. I don't need the table of variation. So I have 0 and 2, right? Yeah, so 0 here and 2 here, and I have negative infinity here, whatever, positive infinity. So give me any value between negative infinity and 0. So any number less than 0. We'll say negative 1. Okay, substitute it into y prime. So 3 into negative 1 squared minus 6, or sorry, 3 into negative 1 squared minus 6 into negative 1 will give me 9. So it is positive. Okay, now give me any number between 0 and 2. Let's say 1. So 3 into 1 squared minus 6 into 1 gives me negative 3. Alright, now 2, any number after 2, we'll say 3. So 3 here and 3 here gives me 9. So increases. So sketch it. It's gonna look like this. Yeah. So here this is at x equals 0, right? And at x equals 2, it's here. So this is x equals 2, right? What do you see? The maximums at x equals 0. And to find its value, just substitute 0 into here, into the function. So 0 cubed minus 3 into 0 squared plus 13. This is going to cancel out. This is going to cancel out. So it's just 13, right? I don't need to explain how do you found the value of there. How do you find the value there, right? And then you also see it's that has the local minimum at x equals 2. You found it by sketching, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Question 15. Given a right circular cone, oh my god, these questions just don't stop. Right circular cone, so it's like this. Okay, radius r, so I have r here, and height h. Okay, such that r plus h is equal to 12. Okay, so we're gonna express one in terms of the other. It doesn't really matter. Now, what's the formula of a cone, right? The formula for the volume of a cone. So the formula for the volume of the cone, okay, it's gonna be V equals to 1 over 3 pi r, sorry, let me rewrite that, pi, okay, r squared height. Okay, remember it? Now, how do you do this? Now you're gonna express one in terms of the other. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say h is 12 minus r. Doesn't matter. Or actually, no, it does matter. Why? Because r squared here. Would I rather make my life very complicated and square? Like for example, r is 12 minus h, right? R equals to 12 minus h. I don't want to square this then multiply it by the height. Whatever. No. I can take it very simply. H is equal to 12 minus r. I don't need to square anything. Why am I squaring? For example, because I have r squared here. So if I find r in terms of h, I'm gonna have to square that value, but I don't want to do that. That's very long. So this is way simpler, right? So v is equal to 1 over 3 pi r into r squared into 12 minus r, right? So let's simplify this, right? So this is gonna equal to v is equal to 1 over 3 pi into 12 r squared minus r cubed. Why didn't I expand pi to begin with? Whatever. So this is gonna be 4 pi. I'm expanding 1 over 3 pi now. 1 over 3 times 12. What is it? 12 over 3 is 4. 4 pi r squared minus pi r cubed over 3. Okay. Now here, what you're gonna do is, okay, you are gonna, sorry, let me erase this. Why is it not erasing? This is v, right? So you are gonna derive this. Now v prime is equal to 8 pi r minus here I can simplify this, right? So r, this is gone, this goes to r squared, right? So wait, that was a 3, that was not, it's okay. Never mind. So I can this will cancel if I take it down, r cubed, whatever. It's gonna be pi r squared. Okay, this is my derivative. I'm not gonna explain how I did it because you should know how to do it. Yeah, it's very easy. It's a very easy derivative. So this equal to 0. So you can actually factor this out, right? You can factor out pi r. Pi r gets removed, so it's gonna be 8 minus r. So this equal to 0. So you can have either r is equal to 0 or 8 minus r is equal to 0. R is going to be equal to 8, right? So now what are you going to do? You have two values, okay? This is not very nice. Why? Because what do I do? Which one do I do? It's very confusing. So this is whatever. Okay. What I'm going to do instead here, okay, I'm going to plug in r equals 0 into v or r equals 8 into v. See which one will give me the maximum volume. So let's see, okay? Let's try r equals 0 first. So 1 over 3 pi into, I'm using this first one because it's way easier to work with, right? I only did this one so I can derive, right? I'm only use this one to derive. Use this one to substitute because it's way easier. 1 over 3 pi into 12 r squared. What's r squared? 0, right? Because that's 0. Minus r cubed, 0 cubed gives me 0, right? So this gives me a volume of 0. So obviously any value here, right? Since it's a positive number, let's try it. It's gonna give me here, this will give me 256 over 3 pi. Okay, so the maximum volume is 256 over 3 pi. Right, so this is my maximum volume. Now, that means what's my maximum volume attained at r equals h? What? At r equals 8, right? That's what we found. I'm gonna remove you now because you're annoying me, right? I don't like that. I don't know why I'm writing with it. R equals 8, right? Now, what did we say? R plus h equals 12. So, what do we have? R equals 8. So 8 plus h equals 12. This is mental math. H equals 4. Right, so this is our first two blanks, done and done. Now they say 3 times the maximum volume. So if V max is 256 over 3 pi, then 3 V max, right, you're just going to multiply 3. 3 and 3 will cancel, right? So it's going to be 256 over 3, right? So 3 and 3 will cancel, so it's just going to give me what? 256 pi. Question 16. It's the same concept. I don't want to re-explain it, but also it's fine. So you get this shape, right? You're gonna get this beautiful shape. I don't even care if it's to scale anymore, well or not. I don't know. Because this side is gonna be 8 minus 2x, right? Memorize how to do this question. Honestly, just memorize it. Make it your routine. 21 minus 2x, right? And this is gonna be x and x. Okay, that means my volume is gonna be 8 minus 2x into let me write it in a clear place. V is equal to 8 minus 2x into 21 minus 2x into x. Okay, length times width times height. Now when you expand this, it's gonna give you this answer here. I'm not gonna expand, it's way too long to expand. You're gonna get this. Okay, this is your answer once you expand this. So don't worry, and I already know it's correct because negative 2x into negative 2x is going to give me 4x squared, and then I'm going to expand this into another x for x cubed. خلاص. Whenever you expand this, you should know how to expand from grade 9, and I'm not going to teach you how to expand now. You're grade 11, how genuinely. So you expand all of these, it will give you 4x cubed minus 58x squared plus 168x. Okay, now question 17. How many questions are left? Okay, this is very easy. So f of x is equal to 4x cubed plus 3. Okay, now inflection point means, what did we say? F prime of x equals 0. So let's find f prime of x. F prime of x is what? 12x squared, right? Now f prime of x is equal to 24x. Now we're gonna set this equal to 0. So 24x is equal to 0. Divide by 24 on both sides, x is equal to 0. Done. Okay, question 17 or 18. Square of side. This is the same concept. You guys can solve it. خلصت, you know, let's solve it. V is equal to 30 minus 2x squared into x. Okay, then you derive it. So what would this be actually? The V is equal to, I have to solve for this again. So it's going to be x into 900 minus yeah, okay, خلاص, it's too long. It's the same concept. It's the same concept. Should I explain it? I'll explain it. Why not? خلاص. So x into 30 minus 2x squared. Right? I'm just gonna teach you how to do the second part, how to find the maximum, because where I summarized was only the first part. So x into, you use the remarkable identity. What's 30 squared? 30 squared should be 900, but let me just check. 900 minus 2 into 30 into 2 gives you 120x plus 4x squared, right? So now I'm gonna expand x into this. 900x minus 120x squared plus 4x cubed. Okay, so now doing this, derive this. So it's gonna be dv by dx is equal to 900 minus 240x, right, plus 12x. Okay, so this equal to 0. So wait, this is 12x squared. Now use the equation solver, since it's a quadratic, you can use the equation solver. So, or not equation solver, modify 3. 12 into minus 240, 900. Okay, so this gives you x is equal to 15, or, okay, this is where this is actually a good question, or x is equal to 5. Okay, so I can have both of these values. Now, how do I know which one to use? I'm gonna substitute. Okay, I'm gonna erase all of this. I'm gonna go back to this one because it's the easiest one to work with. Put x equals 5. Oh, by the way, never forget the intervals. I'm skipping the intervals because if it needs it, I will explain it. But never forget the interval. X is greater than 0, or whatever. H is greater than 0. L is greater than 0. And height is greater than 0. Whatever. Never forget them, because remember, the theorem doesn't only say the critical values. It says also at the values of the endpoints. So at the values of the end of the interval. So 0, 5, for example, you're going to have to try 0. You're going to have to try 5. And you try 15 and whatever. Okay, wait, this is wrong. Let me just say 0 and 20. Right? You're going to try 0 and 20 and 15 and 5 and see whichever one gives you the maximum volume or minimum volume, depending on what they want. Okay? Find the interval. Please find the interval. And I'm skipping them because it doesn't need, these questions don't need them. But I'm telling you, in the exam, 2 or 3 questions we need. I explained what the interval is and how you use it in one of the other questions. But I'm telling you, in the exam, 2 questions at least, or 1 question will come with the interval. And they will ask you to know about it. And if you don't, you're going to get the wrong answer. So, try x equals 15 into this formula for the volume. So, 15 into 30 minus 2 into 15. Close the bracket. What's this? A square? That's a square. Okay, this gives you 0. Try 5 now. 5. It will give you 2000. So obviously 2000 is greater than 0. This is my answer. Okay, question 9. Okay, so you see, this is very easy. I'll explain it. G of x is equal to whatever this is. Okay, I'm gonna say u to the power of 4. This is chain rule. Okay, so this means the derivative is 4u cubed times, okay, the derivative of what's inside. So it's gonna be 2x minus 2. Okay. So what's this equal to? 4 into x squared minus 2x minus 15 all cubed into 2x minus 2. Now, thankfully, they want it at a certain point where x equals 0. So, substitute x equals 0. So, 4 into 0 squared minus 2 into 0 minus 15 all cubed into 2 into 0 minus 2. This will give you 27,000, which is the answer. Okay, so you said g prime of x is equal to 0. Okay, what was g prime of x? I cut the video. 4 x squared minus 2x minus 15 cubed into sorry, why did this open? Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't even press this button, but sure, okay. 4 into x squared minus 2x minus 15 cubed into 2x minus 2. Set this equal to 0. Okay, that means that this will equal to 0. So x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. And 2x minus 2 will equal to 0, right? It's the 0 product rule. So here you just need to find. So this will obviously give me 1 point. This will give me x equals 1, right? So let me find how many values of x I can find from this one. So x squared, so let's do this. 1x squared minus 2 minus 15 and mod 5 3. You have 2. So two values here, 2 values, right? And I have 1 value here. What's 2 plus 1? 3, right? Now the x coordinates are negative, the local minimums. You find the table of variation or second derivative, you choose. I'm not going to confuse you by doing one. I solved both in the quiz, so you should know how. And then you have this one, the maximum. Obviously, since if x equals negative 3 and x equals 5 are my minimums, then the last point that I have here is going to be the maximum. Okay, question 20. Okay, seriously, this is where I'll explain. Since I already explained table of variation or table of sign in the other question, I'm gonna explain table of variation, or I'm gonna explain second derivative really quickly. So y is equal to 2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 48x plus 1. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, you don't need to find second derivative here. They want you to use second derivative. It says using second derivative test. So y prime is what? 6x squared, right? 6x squared plus 12x minus what's this? Minus 48x. This is minus 48x plus 1 minus 48. Okay, then do y prime equal to 12x plus 12, right? So now two things. First of all, you're gonna use y prime. For what? You're gonna set this equal to 0. Now, I'm not gonna solve it by hand. I'm gonna use the mode 536 x squared 12x minus 4. So you're gonna get, did I do this right? Oh, minus 48, not minus 4. This is the worst. What? Did I miss something? 2x cubed 6x squared plus 12x minus 48. Oh my god, I'm mixing up. So yeah, this gives you 2 and negative 4. These are your x values, right? So then you're gonna plug them in into the second derivative. Okay, so y prime prime is gonna equal to here. Okay, look, it's a general rule. If y prime prime is greater than 0, that means you have found yourself a minimum, right? But if y prime prime is less than 0, it means it's a maximum. Think of it as the opposite, right? I have less than, it's a maximum. Greater than, it's a minimum. They're opposites, right? So let's try it at negative, at 2. So y prime is equal to 12 times 2 plus 12. This is going to give me 35. 36 is greater than 0, right? So that means it's a minimum at 2. Right, so now let's try negative 4. 12 into negative 4 plus 12. It's negative 36, which is less than 0, which means it's a maximum. Okay, now, how do you find concavity? If f prime prime of x is greater than the 0, concave up. F prime prime of x is less than 0, concave down. You just memorize it. So what was y prime prime? 12x minus or 12x plus 12, right? So 12x plus 12 has to be greater than 0 to find concave up. So 12x has to be greater than negative 12x has to be greater than negative 1, right, to be concave up. Okay, now concave down, it's the opposite. 12x plus 12 less than 0. 12x less than negative 12, x has to be less than negative 1. Okay, so that's the end of this quiz. Good luck.